Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading for Friday, July 17th, 2026. Out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have the Tower card, the Queen of Wands, and the Magician coming up for us. Now I did put the Four of Wands there so that you could see that that was coming in at the bottom of the deck, which I found pertinent to this read, and so that's why I included that, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But I feel as though you're feeling like a little defeated maybe, where everything seems to be falling apart. I think that you have a situation at hand where someone is a little bit disgruntled and there's a bit of a forfeiture type of energy that's coming in with this. I feel like this person is not used to somebody responding to them in the way that you have, and it is sending them for a little bit of a loop. And I think honestly, in the past, this person played you like a fiddle and you're standing your ground now. And I think this person really could be very resentful for you standing up for yourself, standing up for your truth now. And I think that they're going to be walking away with their tail between their legs, so to speak, so that they are, not in a space where they're accepting whatever it is that has transpired. They don't want to accept it. They definitely don't typically surround themselves with people that do act in the manner that you have. And so this is completely new territory for them to have to deal with, and they just don't want to deal with it. And so, but you are literally unbothered by this. I feel like it's almost as if you're like shrugging your shoulders and like brushing them off, kind of waving them to the side, like step aside, so that you can focus on things that are more important, focus on what matters most to you. And there's a reminder that comes in with this reading, of course, that, we have to be mindful not to engage in any sort of name calling. It's really not going to be a fruitful endeavor. And so I think, honestly, at the end of the day, even if you're not engaging, I do feel there could be some banter coming in from this person, and you are really just not having it. You're not having it. I think that, honestly, that you are what you say you are, and not what they say that you are, right? So they're just big mad. That's really what the energy is here, I think. And so honestly, if they're thinking that you're a jerk, it's almost like you're standing there like, you know what? You say jerk like it's a bad thing, right? I don't think that that's typically your character, to be honest with you. And I think that that's what's so frustrating for this person, is because they know that that's not necessarily your character. But it's all about perspective here, okay? I think it's important for you to remember that different situations, different circumstances require different reactions, right? And so you have to be a different version of yourself and handle things accordingly, right? So I think ultimately it's being mindful, of course, where you are responding. Now, responding is the key word here instead of reacting, right? Because when we respond, we actually have to step back and be conscious about our choices and how we're choosing to act and what we're choosing to say. When we react, that is something that we're simply wired to do, right? Our nervous system becomes wired to do those things in a response to a stimulus that has happened, right? Like, so you have been through a lot of things, and that determines how you react, right? Because everything is filtered through that lens of experience. So, but being able to take a step back and to respond instead of react is just a hallmark sign for you that you are, in charge of your own emotions, right? And I think that this is really testing to the emotional intelligence that you have formed throughout all of these experiences. And it's a beautiful thing. So know that you forge your own path here. I think despite having that tower there, that Four of Wands that comes up on the bottom of the deck, perhaps you were simply defending your home, your happy home life, or your peace at home, protecting your peace. Perhaps you were just trying to maintain a status quo, and ultimately this is you standing your ground to keep stability, and that's what that Four of Wands really represents. And so this situation is definitely going to require you to think before you speak, and I think ultimately you'll be activating this quiet, confident, dormant personal power that you have. And you might really even surprise yourself as it comes forward. It's a great thing that's happening, but just be mindful of like where you feel this power, how you feel your power. And for everybody it's a little bit different, right? We have those gut feelings, those intuitions that we get where we get a gut feeling about something, and really ultimately personal power can come from that, but personal power can come through our throat, right? Us speaking our truth, because our throat is this beautiful blend of our expression, of our thoughts and our feelings, and blending both our thoughts and our feelings together. And when we talk about that lump in our throat that we get sometimes, whether we're feeling guilty or we're feeling fearful, being able to be in control of that, and understand that fear is a response, right? That fear is a reaction that's coming up, and being able to push past that or speak through that, to maintain our personal power, right? And to speak our truth, right? We can feel our power through our breath as well. So taking a deep breath, even doing, they call it fire breathing, really activates that solar plexus, is really going to infuse you with some confidence. But I think ultimately you decide where your boundaries stand, you decide what happens for you, and you decide where you choose to invest your time and energy. So beautiful read here for us. I do so hope that this resonates. As always, if it does, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.